name is Nikki, and today I will be talking about the script I wrote called It Gets Better, based on the It Gets Better project. And it's basically about a kid named, or teen, named Dorian. He's in high school, and he's probably in his senior year, or junior, and he has his best friend named Justin, which I think becomes a lover later. But anyways, right now, the situation is that Dorian is in high school, he knows what he is, he's out, he's a closet gay, pretty much. And he talks about it with his best friend Justin. Justin's grilling him about trying to tell his mother, his single mother Laura. And Dorian believes that she will not accept him for who he is. And Justin tries to tell him, you have to trust her, and things like that. And Dorian agrees to go ahead and do it. And when he does come out to her, surprise, surprise, she accepts him for who he is. She's proud of him, and she just wants him to be happy, and things like that. And then it comes to this point where Dorian gets bullied in school. He's always got bullied. And like most of the situations that's been going on that I've read about, that's part of the It Gets Better project, with gay teens committing suicide because they're having to deal with these issues of acceptance. And no one should have to struggle to be accepted in something. No one should have to be pushed to that brink. And that's kind of why I wrote this little short film, because A, it was my first short film, and I really wanted to do something like a drama and try to see how close I can get to the message of the whole thing. And secondly, because it's a serious thing for me. And it became so serious that I even wrote a feature that I'll be talking about at another time. But that's more dramatic and things like that. But it's sad to see how somebody can be pushed to that point where they're taking their own life. And it's unfair because that's somebody's child that's gone, and while the bully is still walking around picking another victim, you have this parent who will never know what this child would have been like outside of high school, what they would have grown up to become. And I guess part of the It Gets Better thing is trying to get this child to overcome this in a way, try to find people's strength in being bullied, but it's hard. It's hard, and everybody's been bullied to some degree before, but there's some worse than others. And I've even had a debate about it. I've asked a couple people, what do they think about the suicide teen, the whole gay teen suicide. And, people were saying things like they're weak, and that, you don't let somebody push you to that brink. And I've always defended it as, well, some people can handle things better than others. You may be able to handle bullying because you may be a tougher person, but when you're not that kind of person who's up for violence and things like that, not immune to that sort of thing, maybe in your household or whatever, then it's kind of hard for you to understand. And regardless of which, it doesn't really make them weak because they can't handle something, because we all have our breaking point. And that's kind of what I was trying to see in Dorian. He goes through this bullying and the name calling, the pushing, the shoving, and humiliation. It's enough to drive anybody to, brink of destruction. And it's unfair to him. And so that's why I wrote the short film, which later becomes a feature film. And that is all for this script. And I'll see you guys later. And remember, it gets better.